Good morning, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, also known as the Silver Wolf, also simply known as Ron. Sorry for the later start. I'm a little bit late starting the stream, a little bit late getting the actual off the starting page. Abigail decided, of course, at the last minute that she needed to go outside again. She actually did something this time, so that's good. So thank you guys for being patient. Jerry Can, Jackson, Dark Slider, good to see you, buddy. Kitty Ninja, saw you in there earlier. So thanks, appreciate you guys. Let's get started. So I've already got Eve up. So let's figure out what we're going to do. First of all, let me get my login rewards. Let me get them for both. So 12 days remaining, and I have, 8 gifts left. 8 gifts? 8 gifts left. Okay, so I should be good. Should be good. Key phrase. So should be great. Oh, and the big question. So we're running on Starlink right now. So this is Starlink. So yeah, let me know if you guys have seen any problems with the stream at all. Because this is the first time on Starlink. So give me my drop. So yes. So actually, I added a new command. Actually, a couple new commands. So there's a drops command, which will give you the link so that you can actually see what the drops are, rather than me trying to update it every day. That would be crazy. I can barely start the stream every day, let alone update something every day. And then there's also a new shout out one. Who's on right now? I never check stream or Steam or Twitch. Good God, I'm all over the place. Anarchos is on right now. So let me give Anarchos a shout out. So I added a new, and I don't even know if this works. All right, head over and check out Anarchos. Give them a follow. They were playing EVE Online at Twitch Anarchos. There you go. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to make the exclamation point SO1 do the / shout out. I don't think I can do that. Because that also puts up a little thing so they can actually hit follow right there and makes it easier. But yeah. But anyway, I think those are the 2 commands I added yesterday. So trying to improve things. Hot chocolate. Yeah, that one doesn't work. Yeah. I need to, and when you do that, I need to set up a Uber Eats delivery. So LPZ Epawn, thanks for the follow. Good to see ya. So yeah, when you do that, Jerry Can, I'll have to then do like a Uber Eats delivery of hot chocolate to your house. So that would be the cool thing to do in that case. So let's see, where are we at? Okay, so I already got that. Let's see what are our dailies. So I completely forgot that a new month started. Imagine that. Hate when that happens unexpectedly, but I do have 2. So today is the 5th for me, and I'm 2, so I'm a little behind. Let's see if there are any Empire belts close by. No Empire belts close by. 18 jumps. That's not going to happen. So, all right. So we'll just mine regular. So, I've been doing fantastic, Kitty Ninja. Fantastic. Life here is fantastic. Retirement is awesome. Definitely recommend it for all of you. Sooner the better. All right, game on commercial. I can unclench now. So, very close game. Excellent. That's what we want. Stanley Cup Finals. But yes, it's been actually fantastic here in the Philippines. Um, I am dropping packets all of a sudden for some reason. But it never went to 0. That's weird. So I dropped a lot of packets there. So that was weird. Yeah, that's not a good sign. So yes, I am running on Starlink now. Um, or maybe running's not the correct term. I am using the Starlink now. I actually used it all night last night. I did all the stuff on the computer on it last night. I streamed on the television last night with it. Streaming services, digital streaming. The only thing I hadn't done was this streaming, and yeah, it's dropping off again for some reason. So yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. So I'm at 7% drop packets, which is not drop frames, which is not good, not good at all. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. So yeah, so let me know if you guys see any negatives. Um, I'm gonna keep an eye on it because yeah, we're only 15 minutes in, and most of that was the starting screen. So we haven't really even started streaming yet. So we haven't even gotten to any of the heavy duty stuff yet. Jeez, what's gonna happen when there's a raid? So, but yes, it does seem like the bandwidth is really fluctuating a lot, which kind of matches what I've seen on my testing. So I can test 4 times and get 4 drastically different results, all within seconds of each other. So yeah, so I may have to look at it from a different perspective. May have to adjust some settings. So just bear with me there. So 3 minutes to intermission. So first intermission. I need to bring that up. Actually, I don't know that I have anything that I can watch it on. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Um, Stanley Cup Finals. So yeah, I don't think I have anything I can actually see it on, which is kind of crappy.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel.
Kind of crappy. So yeah, so I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to figure that out. But yes, so we'll get that working out. Sorry. 3 minutes intermission. So, but yes, everything is working great here. The Starlink we'll have to see. I have less than 7,000 packets. 7,000 drop frames, which is the percentage is dropping because things are working better. So 6,994 drop frames, which is 6.5%. So yeah, we'll have to see if it levels out. But yeah, I might have to make some changes. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't have anything I can actually watch the game on, Dark Slider, which is kind of crappy. But yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. Gotta be a way for me to pirate it somehow. Alright, so what was I looking at? I was looking at my building. So yes, we've got mining and jobs. We'll do those. Do you need your brother-in-law to come hold the dish up on the roof? No. So we've actually got it on a 20-foot pole. Um, I have a VPN. I don't use it because it actually slows things down. So I only use it when I need to. And Eve also has problems with the VPN. Like the dailies here and that kind of stuff will not work if I'm on my VPN. I have no idea why. I've reported it to the VPN. I use NordVPN, and they pretty much told me, too bad, so sad. And of course I reported to Eve, who pretty much told me the same thing. So yeah, I only use a VPN when I have to because otherwise it slows things down. Um, but actually, the only thing so far I've needed the VPN for was when we had when we had television programs set up in America. So check on hockey.tv. All right, I will check that. The site can't be reached. Yeah, or is it on hockey? Oh, there it comes up. Yeah, I bet you the stream's using all the bandwidth because it's really not giving me anything. I clicked on NHL schedule and it never loads. It just goes to a blank page. Live television, let's see what that does. Channel News Asia. That's the only one I can get. So yeah, it's not showing me anything. What's up, Vented One? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. You click on the game. I don't see the game. When I go to hockey.tv, it just gives me three options. It actually says, it doesn't give me anything. It gives me a blue screen. And, oh, there it is. Live stream NHL hockey. Now it came up. I don't know why that didn't work before. Watch the game live without paying. I like it. Speaking my language. Yeah, it didn't come up. Watch the game live without paying. So, yeah, that didn't come up. Live stream NHL hockey. News delivered to your breast. Same thing. It's not coming up. It may be that it's geo-locked. So I probably would have to have. The VPN on. So, and like I said, the VPN causes problems for. The VPN causes problems for the other one. So how's it going this evening? So we are running on Starlink, though we're dropping frames quite regularly. So, but yeah, it's not coming up. When I go to hockey.tv, it brings up related searches. And it says live stream NHL hockey games live, watch the game live without paying, watch live stream hockey, national hockey. And every one of those I click on just gives me a bunch of advertising links that none of them have to do with the game. So yeah, we'll figure it out. I should have checked that earlier though. I knew this was happening, so yeah, I'm sure it will. I probably need to change some settings in my stream to account for the fluctuations in the new internet, which is always kind of a learning process, but on hockey TV. Well, that's probably why I went to hockey.tv. You did say on hockey.tv, so I just thought the on hockey was a mistype. Sorry. On hockey. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oops, nope, that didn't work. It actually put the on in front of the HTTPS. Oh, good God almighty. I swear to God, how do I even get out of bed in the morning? All right, on hockey.tv. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Vodcast, free stream, free stream. Let's see if this works. I don't want to chat. I don't need to chat. What's SN? All right, I think it's coming up. I got it. I got it. I got it. Of course, it's intermission now, but. So, yep. Sportsnet, the Canadian broadcast. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, maybe it was just a commercial. Because I see him chewing on his mouth guard. Face off. 3-2 Florida. Good God, 3 already? It's only the first period? Oh, it's a second period. All right. End of the second. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So anyway, back to TNT as the American broadcast. Yeah, this one should work. This is good. Good, 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 good. Yeah. Only a minute left. All right. So we got that up. Let's save that. All right. So let's check our job. So nanometrical. That should be good. Why was I building those? Hell if I know. Expanded maybe. That must have been it. All right, start. 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 Oh, of course we are. All right, cool. Senior D Kangaroo, good to see you. Thanks for being here today. So just working on clearing some of my backlog. I also want to look at the capital ones. So I still need to build all these capital parts. Yeah. Senior D Kangaroo, thanks for the follow. So the armor plates, I need organic mortar applicators. That's a PI. I'm going to have to either buy those, which I probably just buy them. Cargo bay, I need more Nox and more Megasite. A lot more Megasite. Holy shit. Just a little bit of Nox. 10,000 Nox, 9,000 Nox, which I should be able to pull off with another Empire belt. So, Capital Core needs these guys, which are the core regulators. So I'll check those on the Capital Propulsion. Needs self-harmonizing power core. Once again, another one that I'll probably just buy. I only need 4 of them. Shield and Middle needs recursive computing module. So that's all I need. Oh, and the Megasite, of course. Yeah, I need a lot of Megasite. Capital stuff needs a lot of Megasite. All right. So yeah, so we'll look into those. TheVentedOne hydrate. Thank you for that. I do have my coffee here. Yeah, we've got almost 10,000 drop frames now. Man, we're dropping again. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out, coffee. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to figure out what's going on with this. Why it's dropping frames. No, I'm still working on the banana bread. So, Puto's still in the freezer, so I'm saving it until the banana bread's gone. The banana bread's starting to get a little old, so I need to get rid of it. But yeah, Megasite. Holy shit. I don't know why I closed that. Yeah, I love banana bread. I have a, I don't know what you call it, affliction. My body processes potassium in a very weird way, and I lose a lot of potassium when I sweat. And here, I'm sweating a lot. So in America, I would eat a lot of bananas just to keep my potassium level up. Because if I take it as a supplement or anything like that, it never seems to really do as good a job. So bananas are a very high source of potassium. And so I've just always been a big banana eater. Well, here, there's a ton of bananas. And I haven't been eating as many bananas And I think that's part of what's causing me some problems. But I have been eating a lot of banana bread. So, but yeah, when I lose too much potassium, my legs and my arms start to cramp. Causes a lot of problems. But I am losing a lot of frames. Are you guys seeing any degradation in the stream? Or is it still working good? Because, yeah, I've lost more frames now than I've ever lost. And I have no idea why. Unfortunately, that's one of the problems with OBS, is I can't change any output settings while it's running. Right. 3750 is what it says. Yeah, I have no idea why it's acting up. I haven't noticed much issue. Okay, seems okay to me. Come freezes a few times. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, so when I review it before I post it to YouTube is probably when I'll see it. So only thing I notice is your cam gets pixelated. And that was happening before as well, which I'm not really sure why it does that. But yeah, I noticed that even on the older ones with the old service. So, and I wonder if that's because I have had to turn down the settings so far. But I'm thinking with the Starlink, I probably need to change the settings again. So yeah, I may have to do some testing with this and figure it out. But we'll go ahead and give it a playthrough and see what happens. Hopefully, I won't drop you guys, but it does look like I am definitely dropping more frames than I have ever dropped, which is disappointing, but I'm sure there's something to it. So, all right. So the reason I was looking at this, maybe I'm cutting out. Yeah, it looks like I'm cutting out now. Come on. My goodness. Go info. Do you see them? Spodium, Menacine, Tasselite, Arcanor. Yeah. That's why it's so damn expensive. That's why it's so damn expensive. And I need thousands and thousands of units. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. So, all right. Yeah, so there I need 11,000 just for that. And then another 11,000, I think, for the other ones. What's that? The engines. I need another 11,000. So yeah, so there's 20,000 that I need. So just don't start dropping it like it's hot. Yep. Yeah, that's my hope. Like I said, the drop frames is way high. It's at about 6%, which is very high. Spicy Pico, what's up, buddy? Good to see ya. We're running the stream on Starlink for the first time, so I used Starlink all night last night. Had zero problems, which I always have problems when I'm streaming stuff. It always pauses at certain spots, or streaming on the television. Sorry, and so yeah, but yeah, the this is the first time streaming on it, and it is acting up a little. So it looks like Edmondson trying to score, tie it up. Ooh, nice shot. Oh, they have a power play. That's why. All right, good. Come on, make it work. You guys actually have to shoot it. Sorry, I'm good to see you too. Glad to see you're not part of the war. Yeah, no, we're managing well. We are in the Philippines now, so we're kind of segregated from a lot of that stuff. So, all right, looks like that's the end. They wasted that last power play, so that was not good. So, all right. So yeah, gotta love that. So I wonder if I take this off. Let's do this. Let's go back. There we go. If I take it off, maybe that'll help out some. I'm probably burning up some bandwidth by doing that in the background. Which is never a good idea. So yeah, so there's the shield emitter. Engines need megasite too. The engines do need megasite, but I have it. So yeah, I need 4 of those. So yeah, the PI stuff I can do. That's just a major pain in the rear end to build, to set up just to build. If I only need 4 of them, I think one of these others needs these harmonizing cores. Maybe the cores. Yeah, I gotta build 66 of these. So no, actually, I need water, and I need a lot of water. So that shouldn't be too bad. And I need a lot more trawl structures, which I think I have. So maybe we get those started. Let's see what we got here PI wise. Because we might be able to get those started. Come on. So here's the Churol structures. I've got one. Oh, that's 1,420. So yeah, not very much. Yeah, that's why we're not getting very much. Just because of that. Yeah, we really need to relocate. Or reallocate. So let's do this. See if I can up this a little more. This is the problem with PI and high sec, is you're really eking out minute amounts in 23 hours. Yeah, let's do that one. 39. Ugh, that sucks. There. So no, I won't pick it up yet. Let's see. There should be a wall. I had one set up for water. Here. How much water do I have? 1,200 water. Yeah, I need 3,600 water, so that's not going to do me much good. Orcas makes water, so let's just make these again. But the problem is, yeah, that's too far away. Yeah, that's too far away. That's too far away. So that's my one. So, well, it'd be nice if I could maybe put a couple more in there, since that's not really doing anything anyway. So let's take one of these off. Actually, let's take 2 of these off and let's swap them. This one is suspended plasma. Why is it not showing me the suspended plasma? Oh my lord, there is no suspended plasma. Actually, we could probably have this one do the water. Let's have this one do the water. That would be better. It's much better. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, so if we put it there, 97. We put it there, 97. Oh, I can't go any further there. Yeah, so let's go this way. Six. This will give me 97. 97 too. Okay. Actually. Alright. What if we do that? I have sometimes thought about getting into PI, but as always, I have commitment issues. I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, go away. What am I trying to do here? I want to take a couple of these off. Actually, no, they're 90s. Yeah, actually, I'll get 96 if I do it over here, I think. So let's click on this one. Oh, for crying out loud. So it switched back to what it was before because 97 too. Yeah, so let's move you over here. Still 97? 97.1. Let me put you here. Okay. That's fine. It's going to put it back again. This is the bigger problem with existing. $97.1. Yeah, the ones we're getting over there are only 91. So we do submit. Nope, no, we don't do submit. We actually have to say install here. Start extraction. And we do submit. Some days really doesn't pay to get out of bed. Create a route. Route it back to this guy. Bingo. We're good. I'm also going to start this one since that's the one, I think, right in the middle, right? No, we want to put it right in the middle. 92. Whopping 92. All right. Now, let's see. We both got both these set up for water. Water. Plasmoids. Yeah, let's switch this over to water. That's what I wanted. Route the water to. Actually, route the water to here. Storm. Oh, I can't do that. Route the water to here is what I want. All right. Input route missing. That's what we're missing. I knew there was something. Incoming is 15. That's it. There should be 2 incomings. 10,000. There it is. All right. That should take care of that. I turned the water off on this one. So if I transfer this water, it's really not full. But if I expedite this water over to here, do I need the Tyrol structures here? I guess I do. Yeah, the transmitters, I think, use the Tyrol structures. There's my plasmoids. Yep. And I have 0 transmitters waiting. Okay, so... But it's super easy now. It is a little bit easier with the templates. So those long links are eating up power and CPU. Yeah, and I don't want to tear everything down and reposition it. So that's the closest I have. But yes, they are. And so yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tear this all down and start over, which is okay, but I want to try and mine it all out before I do that. So that'll get the water going. So yeah, I'll leave that one going. Hopefully that'll get me some more water. I do need these miniature electronics as well, but once again, I need better. So yeah, you can tell it just start again. The problem is when you tell it to start again, it doesn't figure out where it should be. So like this one, I'm doing lava here. Felsic magma. It's already mined out. So I can tell it to restart, but it's really not going to get anything. So which is kind of a pain. So I really need to come over here. Or over here. So let's go over here. So yeah, so I got to rejigger it. Yeah, it's getting 9, which is why it's not building anything. So whereas there I'm going to get 25, which is more than double. So still not fantastic, but sure better than 9. So that's kind of the problem with the just restart, is it doesn't really take into account that you probably already mined out the place that you were at. So, and then this one is, it's doing Tyrol structures. So, and this just bothers the crap out of me because why is the lava extractor? It used to be, it was easier to do this and scan. When you opened the thing, it would actually scan itself. So yeah, like this one's nowhere near where it should be. So, because I've already mined the hell out of it. So, because I said restart so many times, but. So why is that not showing up? I mean, I just scanned for non-CS structures and it showed there was a bunch of them right here. Yeah, this is getting on my damn nerves. So yeah, so this, oh no, that's suspended plasma. Okay, so that's why. So yeah, so I really don't have any non-CS structures anywhere around that there. Yeah, which is going to be too far away. So yeah, that's the problem. You get into those long links because you can't do it. So extract on 5 planets and make a 6th planet as a factory planet. Yeah, the problem is I'm building like 9 different things. So one planet wouldn't be able to handle it. So like with this guy, no, let's submit. Let's just submit what I did so far. But with this guy, yeah, so Building concrete blocks on this one. I'm just pulling trawl structures from this one because it's a pretty good one. I'm building mechanical parts on this one, miniature electronics on this one, consumer electronics on this one. Yeah, so, and then the guidance systems on this one, as well as the water cooled CPUs. So, and the transmitters. So, yeah, I'm definitely maximizing it way more than normal. So jigger, yeah, got to rejigger it. So, oops, got to rejigger it. So, yeah, so this one, the trawl structures are gone from here. So, yeah, they're not gone, but yeah, pretty much. I think that one will reach up there. Nope. So what I could do is I could tear this down and put it up here so that I can get to that one. But that's going to make another long connection. So yeah, so that's where that kind of gets into is you're going to get into long connections no matter what you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tear this one down. And then I'm going to build a new one. And I'm going to put it up here, which unfortunately is going to make a really long connector. But even though it burns up power, one long connector is better than a whole bunch of long connectors. So, oop, where are you going? And then here, I can go to the trawl structures. All right. This is the other problem is I don't want to have to go through this every damn time, which is a pain in the rear end. All right. So which one's the most powerful? That one is 44. Where this one is 48. So that's what we're going to go. We'll wean this one down some. And honestly, this has got to pretty much be done every damn time. All right. So yeah. So these do burn up a lot of CPU and energy and power, but they burn up less than me having like my store having multiple storage that I would then have shorter ones too because then all of these will have longer links. So I only have 2 long links, which are just for the extractors, and that works out better. So I had tested all that way back. Now they may have changed it, but that's the way it used to be. And so, all right, so that was that one. So yeah, so we've already started this one. We're doing all water on this one because we need water. I need water to build the other ones, and that's the only planet I have set up that has water. So, all right, so this one is building consumer electronics, which would make supercomputers or robotics. I don't know what I was officially building here. Mechanical parts. So there's my precious metals. Heavy metals makes precious metals. Base metals makes noble metals. Makes reactive metals. Heavy metals makes toxic metals. So I need precious metals. So which means I've got to switch one of these anyway. So yeah, so I've got the consumer electronics and the mechanical parts. Consumer electronics. Yeah, so the consumer electronics and the mechanical parts make the robotics. So I'm short on the mechanical parts. So what's up, USA, for the win? Good to see you. So I got to go back to scan. And I need precious metals, which is noble metals, which, as you can see, there's not much. There's some right there, so, which is close. So which ones do we have the most of? We have toxic metals and reactive metals. So these guys are the toxic metals, so we'll keep those going because they're less, and we'll change the reactive metals. All right. So we're going to switch this over to precious metals, which is noble metals. Put these guys down here. See if we can get this set up quick. That's 42. If I put it here, it's 43. Put it here, it's 42. And here is 43. And I think this one was a higher 43. Nope, same. 43.1. Actually, it's moving the wrong one. I was looking at the wrong one. 42.8. 42.4. 2.3. So this one is our 43.1. All right. So let's start extraction. We need to route it. All right. Then I need to switch one of these from reactive metals to precious metals. Actually, at least one. We can go here and do noble metals. It's not even pulling enough for one run. Ridiculous. Actually, we might be able to do this. Let's take one of these off. 57 is a low guy. All right. Those are still pretty high. All right, and while here, we're going to add another one. Say stop extraction. We're going to add one, which of course it put it right on top. And that's 42.8. 42.4, 42.6, 42.8 it is. And we'll see if this gives us at least a little bit extra. Let me check here at the routing. Routing says 3,600 is the average. So that means it should be able to do run for every one run of this. So now this guy's doing this guy's doing that. That's already routed. So submit. That'll get those guys going. So yeah, good to see you this morning, USA, for the win. How you doing today? This one I think I just did. Yep, I did. Really should do them in order, but you know that would be smart, and no one's ever accused me of being smart. So here I'm also building mechanical parts. Here I'm short reactive metals. Imagine that. Lots of reactive metals. So, am suspicious of the morning coffee. Why? I live by mine. Can't get by without it. Actually, I shouldn't say that because the other day I did. Well, I think my wife is spiking it. Ah, been there, done that. Been there, done that. All right, that's precious metals. That's also precious metals. Not sure why we have so many precious metals. Yeah, we got a lot of precious metals. So why don't we switch these both over to reactive metals, which is these guys. Yeah, it's not going to help me there. It's too far away. But we can try. We should just rebuild it and put it back in again. But that means I got to set it all up again, which is a really pain in the butt. All right. What we'll do is we'll try to put this on the edge. So that's 100. Is that 100? Is that right? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Normally get 100. $94. That one's weird. 85. Yeah, 94 is better than that. But yeah, I'm kind of pushing the edges of that one. All right, so start. We got to route it. All right. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch it. $56. That's horrible. Actually. Then we go up here. Yeah, 109. Oh yeah, baby. Booyah. Booyah. We can double dip this one. So yeah, so this is PI. So this is it. So that's why I do my coffee myself. Yup, yup, yup. I got migraines the entire day yesterday from one cup. I'm telling you, these women not to be trusted. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. I told you, just need to switch to the decaf. I think the decaf will probably do it. Fix you right up. Let's see, can I add another one? Of course not. If I could add another one, I'd already had it on there. All right, so let's start. Let's route to there. All right. So that's that. Go ahead and get those started. Now that's precious metals. We want to change that to reactive metals. this one, precious metals, change to reactive metals. This one, precious metals, reactive metals. This one, precious metals, reactive metals. All right, that's got those guys. Now go here, pull the routing of the reactive metals. So these are both incoming. So create a route to here. Create a route to here. Create a route to here. And create, oop, wrong one. Didn't follow my programming. There we go. All right, submit. That should get these guys going. We've got a buildup of, we got a buildup of precious metals in here already. So that'll build us a bunch of mechanical parts, which we can move. So I should really take the time to refamiliarize myself with the PI stuff. Yeah, I use it because of the building process. So which PI material do you make the most from? So I don't actually sell any of it. So I build what I need for construction. So sorry, the ads are on. So I'm not sure how many of you guys are subscribed. So I'll wait till the ads are over before I go into it. But yeah, they make a huge difference. Somebody's texting me. Who's texting me? I think that's my wife. Only person who texted me on this phone. Yeah. All right. So yeah, my wife's texting me. Sorry about that. So I've got some construction blocks here, which I've got construction block coming out my eyeballs. So construction blocks are probably the easiest ones to build. Digby Dark, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So construction blocks are probably the easiest ones to build. Toxic metals and reactive metals. That's reactive. So this would be toxic, my guess. Nope, that's reactive. Nope, that's toxic. Yep. Okay. So I guarantee these are not in the right spots. So not as bad as I thought. '70s, that's not that bad. I mean, I've definitely done worse. As you saw, sometimes I'm lucky to get 30. And let's go down here to this guy. Oof. It's on the edge over here. That's on the edge too. So let's see. This one's going to give me 98. Where this one will give me 99. Probably negligible. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Digby Dark, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, so PI wise, I do not sell any PI. I only build what I need for my building projects. So I started with these construction blocks is what I'm building here. Thank you, sir. And sir or madam, whichever it is. I apologize. I kind of assume everyone's a sir because the majority of Twitchers that watch streamers are guys. So let's be honest. And so, but yeah, sir works perfect. So thank you, sir. But yeah, so these construction blocks were the first things I made because the expanded cargo holds were the first thing I made. Start selling for a profit, and they take a ton of these construction blocks, and I can do them all on one planet, and so these ones worked out really good. Then when I started to branch out into other things in order to build, nope, don't exit, submit. There you go. Then exit. Okay. Then when I started to branch out into other things, the mechanical parts became a big one for robotics. So down here I'm building the robotics on this guy, and I'm building mechanical parts and consumer electronics on this planet totally. So plasma are the better planets where you can actually build whole things. Storm is another one. So here on this storm planet, I am building transmitters and water-cooled CPUs, which together then go into guidance systems. This is probably my most aggressive planet here. Unfortunately, I've mined the crap out of it, so I really need to find a new storm planet and start doing something else. Unfortunately, in high sec, you're kind of mixing and matching it. So yeah, so for here, one of the reasons I started doing mechanical parts here is because the resources for mechanical parts on this guy for the robotics, I need the robotics, I need the guidance systems, I need the miniature electronics, all for the drones, tier 2 drones. So I built a lot of tier 2 drones. Turns out they're also used for a lot of other tier 2 things and capital ships. So, but now for my capital ships, which we had up here earlier, this is why we started this whole thing. So I need water for these, which is why I'm doing that. I only have one planet that I have set up that does water. But the let's go back to capital. So the armor plates require organic mortar, which come down to robotics, which I'm already building, condensates, which I have no idea where that's at. These are 2 tier 3s, and bacteria, which is a tier 1. Bacteria is a pretty easy one, but I don't think I have any planets currently building bacteria. So probably I do on Kragan's. So what I've done is with my alts, I build the other materials and try to kind of tie it up that way. So for something we were building, oh, I know what it was. For these life support ones, let's go back here. I type in life support here. This life support backup unit requires viral agents and test cultures. So I build both of those, I think, with Kragan. And so they require a whole different set of materials. So he's got a whole different set of planets. And then there's another battleship item that is crap. What's the name of it? Actually, let me just go to the Armageddon. That's weird. Maybe I don't have it. What about a Hyperion? There, Hyperion. All the battleships now, which I'm very disappointed in, they require these extra components. Auto integrity preservation shield. No wonder seal. No wonder I couldn't remember that. Life support backup. So auto integrity. So yeah, the auto integrity. I bought the blueprints for those. Um, Against my better judgment. Each one of those was 75 million. But that one, of course, requires super tensile plastics and nanites. And so the temp cores I did not build because they were so expensive. The blueprint, the BPO. So I bought BPOs for these two, 75 million a piece. And then the BPO for the temp core, the third one, was 150 million all by itself. So I did not buy it. So now, as it turns out, I bought a BPC for those, and now I'm building those. Um, and that's what the other one was that I was looking at, was the temp core here. So core temperature regulator. So yeah, I bought some BPCs for these, and so then I'll do those. So, but yeah, but those require. This is where the water and the Chiral structures come in. So I had a ton of water that I did sell. And so this is one of the reasons I don't sell anymore. I had a ton of water that I sold and now I need a ton of water. So so yeah, it's one of those. Now granted, if I had held on to it forever, water's a really cheap one, so I probably could buy it fairly easily and wouldn't be a big deal. But it's also a fairly easy one to make. So why buy it when I can make it? It's just a matter of time. And so the problem is, like I said, I with Falstaff here, I only have one planet that has the what's necessary for those on it. That's a storm one. Plasma doesn't have it, lava doesn't have it, and yeah, so I have plasma and lava because they were the ones that were able to build that stuff. If we switch over here to Kragan, let me switch over here to Kragan and bring up his stuff. You'll see he's building. Oh, actually, no, I don't think he is. Yeah, he is. He is. But he's the one that also has all the wormhole stuff set up. So yeah, so his is kind of a little bit different. So he's got one planet in high sec. Good golly, come on. There it goes. Good golly. So yeah, so he's got one planet set up in high sec, and it's pretty much building these nanites and all nanites. It looks like that's weird. I must have switched it because I was building the nanites and the viral agents, I think. But yeah. So you can see here. Here's the test cultures, and the nanites. So I've got several thousand of each of those. So I could go and sell those since I've got more than I ever need. But my thought is I usually, like I said, I don't normally sell stuff. So, and I haven't built anything on here. What I probably need to do is switch this over to something else. So synthetic synapses was one that I needed at one point in time. So yeah, we've got a ton of bacteria and oh my goodness, carbon compounds. Why is the carbon compounds not producing? So I must have shut something off. Why do I have so much carbon compounds? So it looks like all of the reactive metals. Nothing here uses reactive metals. Oh yeah, they do. Carbon compounds. I don't know why I was building carbon compounds. Base metals makes reactive metals. Okay. But it looks like I don't have anything producing carbon. Whatever the carbon compound one is. Makes biofuels. So maybe I was planning on selling the biofuels and I just haven't done it. So what I'm going to do is, since these are all, I'm going to switch this over to biofuels. And I'm going to route it here. And this one I think is empty too. So yeah, so we'll just switch all these over to biofuels. Route them there. Since they're not doing anything. Actually, that one we probably should leave. No. Yeah, let's cancel that one. Whoop. No. Let's cancel that one. Leave the reactive metal ones. Huh. Like 3 short. Oh well. So we'll use those to start making the biofuels because we've got a ton of this carbon in here that we're not producing, which I don't know why I was doing that. Oh, gotta click on the thing first. This is the biggest one. Come on. This is the one, and I just did it twice, so you would think I would be smart enough to not screw it up. You got to kick on the create route twice, so this will actually send those there and start producing that. So where these are the reactive metals, I need the reactive metals to produce the other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get these set up so we can keep producing the reactive metals. But I very rarely reset Kragen's. So like I said, Kragen's, if we look at I'll show you guys the wormhole stuff in a minute. The wormhole stuff is much, much better. Come on. Get way better throughput from the wormhole stuff, which is much nicer. So yeah, so we'll do that one and then say we're going to leave that one off because we don't need any more carbon. So why did it not let me submit, or did I already submit? Start. Submit. Okay. I was like, what's going on? All right. So that should take care of that. So, but yes. So this is Kragen's. Now here in this wormhole. So here's all the wormhole systems. So I only have one wormhole system, but he's got so much junk in here. Actually, these aren't filled up, so we could build some more. But yeah, he's got several thousand mechanical parts. Got several thousand mechanical parts here, which I don't know why I have them in 2 places. But yeah, if you look at these guys, this is doing noble metals, which makes precious metals. We've already mined this section out. So I've actually got to scan out enough to get it to where it's like, okay. And we'll go down here. Oh, why is it not letting me? Oh, it's these ones. All right, so yeah, so we'll go down here. Actually, let's see. Yeah, so let's go this way. I get really frustrated with the way my mouse works. It seems like it sticks. But yeah, so there I'm getting almost 200 a piece, which is that's more than double what I was getting the other place. And I'm not even on the main spot, for crying out loud. And then this one is pulling. Yeah. This one is kind of in the main spot. They're getting over 200 each. So yeah, we'll let them produce. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I know what's going on. So in the old days when I built this stuff, I did not route it. So I'm going to delete this route. And then I'm going to create a new route to here. So that'll route it to the correct place. Same with this one. Yeah, so mechanical parts. Delete the mechanical parts route. Why is transit? Oh, because it's transit from that one. Delete. And then create the route. But send it to the output. And then here we can say, oh, won't let me do, well, oh yeah, there it is, expedited transfer. Oh, no worries. Submit. So that'll deliver them directly to the launch pad rather than going the other way. So where in the old days I delivered it to the storage, and then when I came in, I actually delivered it to the other. So no, it's asking me, where do you want to send it? Good God, I tell you, some days it's a wonder I can even get out of bed. So yeah, so that'll free up some of that. Of course, game one is going to overtime. Excellent. Excellent. So yeah, so they'll take care of that one. I could have swore all these were full. I wonder if some of it times out after a while. Because none of these are full. That's kind of interesting. Once again, same thing. I've got 3 here making consumer electronics. When it works. Not the largest. That one down there is going to be the largest. 220. All right. And this is kind of what you should do every time. Unfortunately, when you just click that restart, it just restarts it in the same one. So, yeah, excellent for heart attacks. Yeah, no, I like the overtime games because that's what it's the playoffs. That's what it's supposed to be about. All right, start. Submit. All right, so that should get those going. So once again, though, I need to change these because I'm pretty sure if we check, consumer electronics is not being routed where it should be. So I want it routed directly. Ugh, crying out loud. Actually, I think I can just delete it here, yeah. And then re-add it. Route it directly to the launch pad. And then here, I gotta do submit. And then here, I can do expedited transfer.
Priority 1 message coming in on secure channel.
Here. Consumer electronics. So we got a lot of toxic metals. We just don't have the other ones. I can't remember which is which. That's the toxic metals. So yeah, so we probably need to switch one of these over to here, but we'll get it figured out. So, but yeah, I was sure these were all full, and now they don't look like they're full anymore. So that's kind of weird. So I guess Go just not feeling great with how Florida was looking those last 10 minutes. Yeah, Florida's looking really good, which I'm not a fan. I'd really like Edmonton to win. So my drop frames is up over 11%, almost 12%. And we're only an hour and a half in. So yeah, there's definitely some things I'm going to have to adjust here. I just don't know what to adjust. So I'll have to do some. I'll have to do some internet searches. See what I can do. So once again, here's mechanical parts. It looks like we're building mechanical parts and build mechanical parts. This is what I was building originally. So there's nanites. Oh, there's the nanites. Nope, they're all nanites. I switched everything over to nanites. The mechanical parts must have been what I was originally building. And now the nanites is what I'm building. So there's reactive metals, precious metals. Nanites needs reactive metals. So yeah, as you can see, this is in the wrong spot. So move these over here, which should improve things drastically. Start. And then this one. Actually, they are in the right spot. So yeah, that's kind of weird. That's one where the one would have actually worked. So the reset would have worked. So this watch is cutting into my wrist. It's funny. I had him take out links because it was very loose. Now it's not so loose. So I'm pretty sure they gave me the links. But of course, as always, for those of you with wives will know, my wife put the things away and I have no idea where they're located. So this one looks like it's pretty full. So this one's got a lot of oxygen and electrolytes, which are all tier ones. Not sure why I would keep producing those, but okay. Oh my lord. There we go. Okay, so let's go over here. All right. Nope, we don't want submit. We want start and then submit. Oh yeah, so that'll start those off again. So actually, yeah, you can see here I've got 2 landing pads and they're both full. So yeah, so there is 5 million, 3 million, 7 million. Yeah, so really not that much. I probably should see what I can build out of these if I can build something else. So that's gas, and then here's the ice one. This is where I was building the things I needed for the others, which was working great, but unfortunately it's in a wormhole system that I can't find. So working great, but not perfect. $164, 68. Okay, we'll take that. Start, then submit. God almighty. It has been a while since I've messed with PI, but it hasn't been that long. Yeah, that's uncool. So yeah, I pretty much don't have anywhere left here, so I'm gonna move these guys in front of. Get that in there. That's lower than I'd like, but it'll work. So yeah, so this is building right now super tensile plastic. So the biomass, I don't think I'm building biomass. Yeah, the planktonic colonies builds biomass. Microorganisms build the bacteria. Why am I? Oh, so I'm building. Yeah, so here's the bacteria for the test culture. So I've got a ton of water, and a ton of oxygen. So yeah, so then I'm just catching those up. So yeah. But then I also have on my third alt, or my second alt, I also have another one where I'm doing something different as well. So yeah, let's switch back. Oop, let's switch back to Falstaff. So yeah, so yeah, so we got those running. I left one of these not running on purpose. Yes, yes. As I'm building all. No, I don't think so. Ah, because I've turned this off. Yes, I disconnected it because the water was just kept building water controlled CPUs, which I already have a ton of them, and I need the water for this. So now I could probably go onto my third alt and set up a couple planets that just build water, which would probably be the smart thing to do. But I only need what 7,000 water right now, and then I probably won't build any of these ever again. So yeah, I don't want to. I try to build the stuff that I use on a regular basis. I'm always building drones. I'm always building the covert ops cloak, which takes robotics and the other. I think. So yeah, it was all strategic. Yeah, it takes the microelectronics and the transmitters. So those are ones that I'm building. And then, as I said, the damage control, which is the other one I build a lot. It takes mechanical parts and the construction blocks. And then the expanded cargo holds, they take the cargo blocks. And then when you get into the prorator, it has a few tier 2 components, cargo blocks, just one. And the Helios. Helios is cargo blocks as well. So yeah. So the cargo blocks is one that I probably use the most of, but I've been building those for years, so I have a ton of those. Um, so yeah, so they're all over the place, but I also use a ton of them. So that's kind of where that comes from. So I do not have enough water at the moment to justify picking it up because I won't be able to build any of that stuff. So I do need megasite. Megasite is very hard to come by. I don't know why I have to keep moving this because I know I've moved this 3 times. So that's through low sec, which I don't want to do. So E2 is there. So yeah, so the Empire belts are nice because they will give you can get megasite out of those. You can also get the Nox. I need Nox. That's all high sec, so we could do that one. But probably what's going to happen is by the time I get there, it's not going to be there. So just need to do more gun mining and salvage. There's megasite in those drops. Yep. And that's true too. So I do a lot of salvage. I used to buy those drops off of the market and salvage them, but man, that got to be such a chore. So, but yes, I have done that. In fact, now that we mention it, I probably need to go through my modules, my high slot modules here, and figure out which one of these guns are not worth it, and salvage them, reprocess them, because I've got a ton of them. For instance, all of these small guns I build the 200 millimeter rail gun, so I'm probably not going to use any of these other ones. So I probably could reprocess all them. ECM modules and others that have a lot of those rarer match. Yeah. Yeah, these ones are the ones that I try to get. I don't know if I have any in here because I usually process them as soon as I get them. But the the newts and those guys, they give a lot of those. I can never remember the name of them. These guys give a lot too, and these guys. So yeah, I could probably take these guys. I get a ton of these. I don't think I'm gonna get what I need. I need like 20,000 megasites. So, but these Webers I very rarely use as well. So these ones are super expensive. So it actually tells me it's better to sell them than to reprocess them. So, but I try to look through here and see. So like I've got 12 of these compact EMs, 18 of these kinetic ones. That's not gonna do me any good. So yeah, so if I take 9 of these, oops. Most times I'm not going to use, most times I'm not going to use more than 5. I probably could go down to 5 actually. Let's do that. Oh, for crying out loud. Damn thing opened up now. Oh, crazy. Oh, yeah, see, this is why I don't do this, because it's super pain in the butt. Because it never works the way I want. Yeah, I think I've used those to build other ones, so I usually save those. But yeah, I try and look for the ones that I have a ton of, like these. Obviously, these are drops. Scan acquisitions I actually build, so. But yeah, I don't, the Nostafaru and those guys, those are good ones, so. I actually build myself a cryo so that I can start moving all the ore I have built up from our mining fleets. Yeah, there you go. So I moved the ore in a miasmos, and then I have a cryos for where I reprocess it. So I haul it all to Hogamo and reprocess it there in a player controlled station because I got an extra, I don't know, 5% from doing it there. So that makes a big difference. So I didn't think it was a big difference, but 5% of the ore that we're mining makes a huge difference. So. But yeah, and I build the miasmos as well as the cryos if you guys ever need one. So they're real easy to build. So, but yeah, so let's go to item hanger. So if I go here and then just reprocess these guys, it'll tell me which ones are super expensive. But Yeah, so that's going to give me 381 megasite, 20,000 Nox, and over 50, almost 1,500 Zidrine. So, yeah, 69,000 worth of components for 73,000 worth of minerals. That doesn't give me enough megasite to make it where I need, but I probably covered my Nox needs. So yeah, so from that perspective, where'd you go? Oh, come on. I swear, sometimes this game drives me bananas. So, but yeah, so now if I go back here and look at these capital ones, I probably have enough. I probably have enough Nox. Yeah, so I was short Nox. Yeah, I was short Nox. Integrity response drones. Self-harmonizing core. I knew there was another place I needed self-harmonizing cores. So yeah, so I think I'm going to want to build that one. But yeah, now it shows I have enough Nox. I just don't have enough megasite. So yeah. Yeah, so this guy. So yeah, so I need about 25,000 megasite. But I've got, it looks like I've got everything else I need, so. I don't know though, because this is taking 54,000 Nox. So that's good. I only have 63,000. So that needs 5, but that's still covered. That needs 10. So I'm a little short on Nox. Yeah, that's 40,000. I'm still 50,000 short on Nox. So yeah. But yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll do that because that's really not good use of the stream time. So good God, 11.5% drop frames. Yeah, yep. But it does seem like it's leveling out. It was 11.9, so it seems to be going down 67,000. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that. But yes, so from that perspective, there is that. So yes, so let me run a quick mission here. Let me form a fleet with Kragan, so he can get the benefits. And then, since I'm in my prorator, I am going to check again. Nothing there. Go to my agent finder, which shows me I've got a level 4 distribution agent here in Halima. Set destination. We'll jump over there. And then I'll have them both do some mining. I check Kragan to see if anybody's close to him. Since they're all far from Falstaff, maybe they're close to him. Oh, Torvi's only 4 jumps away. Holy cow. Yeah, let's go do that. All right, I'm going to have him do that. It's probably already gone, but it's worth a try.
Warp drive active.
So the Ducium, most people don't pay any attention to the Ducium, so maybe I'll go after the Ducium. So yeah, so I've got both accounts running now. Yeah, and the drop frames is still going up. I'm at 68,000 now, but the percentage has gone down. So it's obviously not going up as fast as it was. because the percentage is going down, but still 12% is pretty bad. With the other internet, I was averaging 0.1%. And with the Kansas City internet, the Google Fiber gigabit, I never had a drop frame ever, unless I had kicked the plug out or something. So yeah, so definitely I need to figure out how the new internet's working so I can accommodate it. Because it's definitely different. Definitely different. So. That's the only problem with changing internets is so many moving parts with the stream. It's always kind of frustrating. So I will be streaming EVE Online again tomorrow. Since we missed Monday night, Tuesday morning. So so based on that, we'll do, and as it is, I think I'm gonna do EVE Online every Thursday night, Friday morning, because it seems most of the other EVE streamers do not stream Thursday night for some reason. So it seems like I'm like the only one streaming EVE on Thursday night. So if we go back to doing 2 nights a week something else, I'll end up doing a different night, because Thursday nights doesn't seem like anybody else streams EVE. So I don't want to leave you guys completely EVE free or EVE lost. So let's talk to this guy. Request a mission. Set the destination. Only 3 jumps. Accept. Item hanger. Item hanger. Put the cargo in. Here we go. But yeah, the EVE is definitely hesitating. So I am noticing some lag in EVE. It could be because I'm multi-boxing. Maybe I need to make some adjustments on my EVE stuff as well. But Starlink should be able to handle it. Should. But yeah, kind of frustrating.
Drive active.
But yeah, it'd be nice to get all this straightened out. But yeah, that's the way it is. Anytime you change something, it's always going to be a challenge. EVE hasn't disconnected yet, so that was good. But yes, my frames are definitely, it's definitely swinging on a pendulum. So it's definitely going up and down. So I need to figure out a way to level that out. I'm not sure how, but I'm sure there's a way. So I'll be doing some Google searches today on that. Ah, the life of a streamer. Ah, the life of a streamer.
Warp drive active.
Such a glamorous life. Always messing with internet settings and... Oh, there's actually 2 belts here. in Torvi. Well, isn't that awesome?
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I can never remember which crystal it is. Crap. I think it's complex. So the Ducium is there. Is anybody tapping the Ducium? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yep. Somebody is. Alright, so it's complex. Alright. Sorry, I'm over here mining with Reagan, and you guys aren't watching that one. Alright, so yes, we do want to split since we're doing our dailies. Close. We're going to go back to Venolin. Alright. And I'm going to switch you guys to Kragan. So there are 2 belts here in Torvi. 2 Empire belts. So I'm going to get this Ducium. And then I'm going to run over to the other belt, see what I can find. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and salvage this stuff since nobody's bothering to salvage it. Oop, wrong one. Yeah, this one doesn't have the cap to be running these things. So yeah, we see how much Ducium we can get. Heading off. Have a good night. Thanks, TheVentedOne. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see how much Ducium I can get here. Then I'll jump over to the other one. Because other than that, it's just yttrium. I can always come back and get that.
The capacitor is empty.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought that was going to be a problem. My capacitor doesn't have enough charge to start these 2, which is kind of crappy. But I'm trying to do them every quarter run so that I get some of the ore rather than have him take it all. So just kind of cheesy, but old school miner technique. What I got to do is stagger them. Hey, I'm gonna finish off this banana bread. It's getting old. Forgot about Falstaff. All right, Kitty Ninja, have a good one. Thanks again for stopping by. Appreciate it. We've been missing you. All right. So maybe they finished off the other one. Because they're showing up here now. Nope, still says there's a second one. So yeah, if I stagger this, I can get some deucium out of it. And we'll go check out the other one. See, they might have already cleaned it out. So one of them's been here for a while. The other one, not so much. But the fact I just saw another one show up here could mean that the other ones ran out of good ore. So but we'll see. Falstaff's back in Ventolin. So that's good. Yeah, what else? Yeah, so my drop frames is almost 80,000 now. 11.7%. Wow. So it hasn't topped out 12% yet, but
The asteroid is depleted.
it was down to 11.4. So
Asteroid is depleted.
I'm going to jump to the second one.
Warp drive active.
See what it's got. Ads are on, sorry. More than likely, this one's already mined out. One of them's been here for quite a while. Yeah. Oh, no. Actually, this one is not mined out. Excellent. It's this guy. So, yeah, so this one's actually fresh. So, this is pretty good. Alright, so I've got him sharing that one. We're going to have to do these guys again. Nope. Nobody's doing the ochre, which is kind of weird, because that's usually one that everybody does. Oh, nope, nope. Crap. Yeah, so the jet ochre and the other one are still here. So these are ones I usually go for because they have knocks. But right now I need the megasite more. So welcome back from the ads. There. Yeah, the stream is definitely fluctuating. The internet's fluctuating drastically. So 11.6%, 82,000 drop frames. Not good. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do about that. figure out what I can do about that. Get that resolved. Because that's kind of disappointing. Oh, that's it right there. Somebody is mining it. Okay, cool. Yeah, this guy's mining it. And that must be the jet ochre, yeah, so he's mining those. Cool. $170 units of megasite times 10. That's only 1,000. It's not good at all. I need 20,000. Yeah, I need 20,000. So yeah, we'll have to figure out some other things to get some more megasite. See which drop items give the most megasite. Maybe buy some off the market for cheap and then just go pick them up. I can do like a 7 or 10 jump radius thing and go pick them up, which is not a big deal. Kind of a pain, but does pay off in the long run, so. Does pay off in the long run. I never checked to see if my oh, that's the other one. Never checked to see if my prorater sold over on Falstaff's accounts. I need to go check that. It did. So I am back at 720,000. Excuse me, 720 million. So not quite a billion, just where I want to be, but close. 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 Hmm. Yeah, so we'll get these cleaned up. But yeah, so we're making progress. Unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna need a lot more Ducium than we're probably gonna get from here. Since I need 20,000. Probably not gonna happen. Jet Ochre and the Pellucid are still there, so that's good. So we'll try and grab some of those after we get these. That's the end of that coffee. Oop. Not paying attention here. Not paying attention. I think I did put in that mining character augmentations. Yep. I do have that mining one in. So that helps. But yeah, so desperately need, yeah, what, 25,000 megasite, which is probably going to be hard to get this way. So I'll have to start looking on, looking for drops that running low on cap. Might need a battery for that. Yeah, I just got to stagger them. As long as I stagger them, it's good. But yeah, it doesn't like the way I'm running them. But I'm only running them quarter cycle, so that I can get the most ore. So because everybody's targeting the same ones. Actually, it looks like I'm the only one targeting this one now, so maybe I'd be okay. When they run by themselves, they work just fine, but yeah, it's funny. So, but yeah, I got to start looking at some drops to see what gives the most, and then maybe do some ratting to see what I can pick up and see what I can buy off the market. Buy cheap, reprocess, get the megasite. That's a lot of work, but it works out in the end. So yeah, since I'm the only one targeting these, I think I'm gonna let them run. What about the Elysium? No, that's the Elysium there, right? No, that's a Jet Ochre. Where's the Elysium? Oh, it's on the other side. That's right. Yeah, so they're targeting it. Yep. But yeah, so when they restart, they're fine. But when I stop them and start them quickly or on top of each other, that's when it burns out the cap. So. Yeah. I went over and looked, so I'm not watching the game, but I am paying attention. Oh, Edmonton won. Excellent. Excellent. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, since I'm the only one targeting this Deucium now, I'll just let it run. Though, with the quarter runs, it does actually do a better job of letting me know when it's about to pop. So yeah, bad penalty by Florida, gave up power play. Yeah, gotta hate that. Gotta hate that. Gotta hate that. I'm gonna have to go drop here in a second because these guys, I got my cargo's full, which is, this is a retriever. This is like good time cargo. Like old time rock and roll stuff. Ah, now he's targeting it again. Yeah, so that must have been the one that was targeting it. So oh no, he must have lost one of the other ones. That's what it was. Yep. So no, the jet ochre's still there. No, that's yttrium. Yeah, so the jet ochre must have been gone. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so now they're targeting it again. And I'll go back to my quarter runs. Yeah, those bad penalties. That'll get you every time. Get you every time. Get you every time. So 170. Now, is that for 1 unit or is that for 100 units? Yeah, I'm assuming that's per 100 units, but that's a good question. I guess we'll figure it out.
The asteroid is depleted. The asteroid is depleted.
I should have did the jet ochre because I really don't need Zidrine, but that's fine. That's fine. So I am just 100 short of getting my daily. See if we can figure that out. There's my daily. Not even 100. Bingo bongo. Alright, so yeah, I'm almost full, so let me go drop these off. Why am I moving? I shouldn't be moving. Oh, the asteroid is spinning. Alright, let me go drop this stuff off.
Warp drive.
Well,
Active.
game 2 is Friday. Hope Florida can tie it up. So, okay. Yeah, so it's Wednesday where you're at. Okay. So, yeah, for a couple more minutes. So, yeah, so. Yeah, I'd like to see it close. I definitely don't want to see a sweep in the final. That would be horrible. But, honestly, with today's game, I can't imagine that anybody sweeping. I mean, that was a close game. That was a really close game. If it hadn't been for that penalty at the end, it might have gone into second overtime. So,
Requested. Docking request.
ooh, my drop frames percentage has gone down to 10.8. It's going down at 86,000, but it's still 10.8. So yeah, definitely gonna have to figure this out. Now let me drop these guys. Let's head back there. Yeah, so it looks like both of them are still here, which is kind of strange. I can't establish a warp tunnel because I'm stuck on the station. I mean, come on. Normally you fly right through the station. Come on, you can do it. My goodness gracious. Yeah, it was heading that way. Yeah, so that would have been, yeah. Of course, I don't know. I think those are bigger letdowns when it goes to second overtime or third overtime, and then somebody wins. It's really you really feel worse. Like we were so close. All right, which one do we want? Yeah, the Ephraim's still here, so let's go with that. All right. And then once it's done, I guess I'll just do the yttrium since I ain't got nothing better to do. Yeah, because the Pellucid is gone. Now let's see. Yeah, see, they haven't killed the other belts, so they're still both here. So at least if we kill one of these belts, that'll at least make it a little easier for something else to spawn. Coffee. God, I can't believe it's only been 2.5 hours. Oh, I spoke too soon. I'm dropping frames again. You jinxed it. Mondomaster, you're not kidding. I always jinx it. It's like if there's a way to screw it up, I'll do it. Oh. So somebody left ore in this container. Yeah. But yeah, Mondo, I'm always jinxing it. Oh, I'm still, it's down, the percentage is down to 10.7, but I'm at an almost 90,000 drop frames, which is ridiculous. So I'm running, Mondo, to catch you up, I'm running on the Starlink. And I'm obviously going to have to make some changes to my stream in order to accommodate it. So actually, I just crested 90,000 drop frames. So yeah, it is. It is sticking. Yeah, it is sticking. I'll have to when I look at the video afterwards to see how it's doing. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. It's like not sure what it was thinking. But that's the only problem with switching internet is every time I switch something, I've got to rejigger everything to make sure it works the way it's supposed to. So, which is kind of frustrating. But such is a streamer's life. Such is a streamer's life. I ran on the Starlink all night last night. After the stream yesterday, I plugged it in. Everything I did all afternoon yesterday, all the TV streaming that I did last night. which I watch, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours worth of streaming shows off of Prime, and so yeah, it was working great. So I thought, okay, but every time I test it, it seems like the test is all over the place. So yeah, so everything worked great except for the Twitch streaming. The Twitch streaming is the only one that's having an issue. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's a lot more entailed, a lot more involved, so a lot more moving parts. But yeah, it's kind of frustrating. So, but yeah, I actually had less cutouts with the Starlink than I had with my other one. I usually get a lot of cutouts with the other one, and so it pauses in the middle of the show I'm watching half a dozen times, and yeah, it's kind of a pain. But the other thing I did notice with the Starlink is the Wi-Fi does not seem to be as powerful. So, I mean, literally, as soon as I step outside the house, even though I have it in an upstairs bedroom, as soon as I step outside the house, it cuts. So, which is frustrating because I was trying to adjust the panel, the Starlink panel, and so it shows me how I need to turn it on my phone. So I wanted to take the phone outside onto the dirty kitchen so that I could turn the panel, but as soon as I went out on the dirty kitchen, it cut off. I came back in the door, it came back on, it got it. I was like, okay, that's weird. Now it is a concrete structure, so I think that's probably part of it, but it was like, man. So yeah. But yeah, everything except for the Twitch streaming is working great. So I didn't download a whole game, but I've downloaded a lot of updates for some of my games on Steam, and they're all working really good. So yeah, seems like it's going well. So, but yeah, that's where I just got to figure out the Twitch stuff. And the Twitch stuff there's so many moving parts that's not unusual. So, but it is kind of frustrating because it's like gotta figure it out every time. But that's why we get paid the big bucks, right? All right, now let's see if I can target one nobody's targeting. Nobody's targeting this one. But I gotta switch. I think it's this one. Oh, I gotta be closer. Of course I do. What about that one? How close is it? 16. So that one's actually closer. I should have known. Wrong crystal. So it's going to be the coherent. All right. That's the biggest problem, is switching out these crystals all the time. All right, so I targeted these two. Nobody else is targeting, so hopefully that'll make me more popular. But yeah, everything worked good. Like I said, I didn't have any problems on the computer when I was playing. I didn't have any. I played a couple videos on the computer. They all worked good. The streaming worked, so. Do I have a dynamic bit rate in OBS turned on? I do not know. Let me exit, leave fleet. Yeah, I can always use boost. So yeah, I'll have to look at that one and see. Let me see where that is. File settings, stream. No dynamic output there. Dynamic bitrate. I do have enable enhanced broadcasting, which says that Twitch will then make suggestions on what I should set stuff to, which it has done, which is kind of nice. Yeah, that's the other problem is I can't change anything while the stream is running, so which is always frustrating. Advanced. That's probably where that's at. Video. Yeah, I don't see this dynamic bitrate. I'll search for it, see what I can figure out. Yeah, there's only like a million. You have unsaved changes. No, I don't think I saved anything. Settings, advanced network, and toggle the option that says dynamically change bitrate to manage congestion. Alright. Settings, advanced network, file, settings, advanced network, dynamically change bitrate to manage connections. Yep. I do not have it on, but I can't turn it on now because it's actually here. So I will turn that on for the next one. Thank you. I will definitely give that a try. Oh, looks like there's rats. I'm sitting here daydreaming. Oh, there's no rats. Or maybe they already blew them up. So, I wonder. No, he's not doing compression. Just doing boosts. Seems like somebody's fighting. I don't see any. Where's that on Falstaff? No, Falstaff's is in a station. Yeah, it sure sounds like fighting. Maybe it's just because I'm right next to this asteroid that everybody's targeting. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. Definitely give it a try. Thank you. Yeah, I did find it thanks to your help. Yeah, and see, I am wired, so I do have it at least that
The
way.
asteroid is depleted.
So I do have it wired, so at least there's that. I saw the first one. They told him that you got to be wired.
The asteroid is depleted.
All right. Yeah, lower your resolution and bit rate. Yeah, and I'm on version 3, so the Starlink is not good for streaming generally. Doesn't have very consistent upload speeds, and they aren't high to begin with. Yeah, that and it does. It has very low upload speed. Dynamic bit rate doesn't seem to be enough. Oh well, what about online gaming? Does it work for MMOs? So yeah, I'll try it. It sure can't hurt. Thanks, Dark Slider. Appreciate the help. One, two, three. One, two, three, four, five, six. Says there's 6. 4, 5, 6. All right.
The asteroid is depleted.
All right. Wonder if the other one's still there. It says it is. God, I can't believe it's still there.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so 9, almost 100,000 drop frames. Wow. 10.6%. So, which means I've got what, 100,000 or a million frames is what I'm actually doing. So yeah, this one's only got 2. Yeah, and they're mining them all. All the same guy mining them. God bless him. God bless him, everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and salvage these. Since it seems he's not interested. But I won't mind his stuff. And Estero came in. Wonder why he came in. Surely he's not mining. Yeah, never a dull moment. Always having to change settings. But yeah, I'll definitely try that dynamic one. That's an easy checkbox. But once again, it's one of those where you can't ever change anything on the fly while you're streaming, which would be nice. But so, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I finished the banana bread, so that's good. Be good if I'll try that. We can definitely try that tomorrow and see how that works. But yeah, it is fluctuating quite much. But like autonomous, he uses it, and he said it streaming is fine for him. Several others use it, and they said that they don't have any problem with streaming. So that article you sent or Reddit post you sent was talking about version 2. So somebody else got that one too. Why is there a mining drone?
Warp drive active.
Why am I warping? I'm not warping. Nobody's trying to warp. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on. Attack. Oh, my internet's crapping out. Oh, it's because it's crying out loud. It's a wreck. That's why it won't let me attack it. What a moron. I tell you, it's a wonder I even get out of bed. Wonder I even get out of bed. As soon as they warped off with after leaving half the cans unhacked, I called the mountain local. There you go. Speaking of Astera, earlier today I was out scanning and caught another expo ship. Cherry picking sites. Yeah, that's what they were doing to me the last time I was out. I was super pissed. When I was running that thing, I landed on a relic site when someone was there, so I warped away and cloaked, then went back, went while they were still there. As soon as they warped off with after leaving half the cans unhacked, I called the mountain local. Wonder if the monthly economic report they include moon mining and mining value, since the value of the silent had 3.11 trillion in mining value. Yeah, you might be right, Caviar. Hard to say. So you called him out, Dark Slider, for just cherry picking the sites, doing the one can. Yeah, I know what you meant. Value of silent. Yep. 3.11 trillion. That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, I guess I should probably turn on the afterburner so we can get there quicker. Loot my can. Metal scraps, nothing like it. Yeah, I was like, don't worry about that relic site. I'll clean it up for you. Yeah, see, I don't know. That's kind of cheesy. That's kind of cheesy. All right, let's see. So we killed 2 belts here. So let's see. So there's 1, 11. Yeah, that's through low sec. I don't want that. Strasbury, that's through low sec. Don't want that. Sosh. That one's all high sec, but 13 jumps. Yeah. All right, so let's dock. I should have saved one of those cans because somebody had abandoned the cans. So I could have picked them up. Need to try and see which ones are gonna prove profitable so I can pick them up. When I leave the fleet. The funny, sad thing was one of the cans actually had over 1 million in salvage, which is decent for a high sec site. Yeah, I mean,
Docking permission requested.
I don't know why they would. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Request accepted.
that's one of those where it's like, what are you gonna do? You know? All right, I'm gonna have Falstaff do his mining in order to get his stuff. Let's go to item hanger. Let's put this in there. Oop. There we go. Stack. All right, so let's take these back. It's okay. I have them marked in contact, so if I cross paths with them again, I'll know who's around. There you go. And in that case, yeah, let them scan it down, and then you just kind of go in and clean it up when they've decided they don't want nothing but the big one.
Drive active.
But yeah, I don't get that. When we were doing the event ones, that one kind of made sense because the event sites were so hard to come by, but I had several of them. Whoa, 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 whoa! What's going on here? I set destination. Okay, it's the same one, luckily. What the hell? Let's just keep saying it over and over again. Maybe somebody will take us up on it. But yeah, really makes you wonder. My brother sending out the wrong email address. So. But yeah, it's always good to keep track of them just to see. why did you not jump? I don't know. Maybe I did it to warp to 0. Who knows? Say, do you have a cool skin on that barge? No, not on this barge, but on my Hulk I do. On my Hulk, I have a skin that Kickin made for the Silver Wolves of Freedom. So, but yeah, this one does not. But somebody else asked me about that too. It's weird. This one doesn't have a skin. Oh, it was Thargon asked me the other day. But yeah, this one has no skin on it. Oh, nope, it is. It's a Silver Wolf Retriever, yes. So this is the one that was made by Kickin. So yes, the one that I had when Stargon was asking was the was Falstaff's Coveter, and it does not have a skin. But yeah, this is the one that he made for the Silver Wolves of Freedom. So, which is pretty cool. I really like it. It's got a nice shine to it. Got a nice pop. But yeah, Kickin made it. Splendor Montgomery. That's his guy that does it. So yeah, so that is. Yeah, and I have the same one, the same color scheme, the same design for my Hulk as well. So that way, when we do the mining fleet, we can kind of show it off. So.
Drive active.
But yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was thinking Falstaff was the one I was mining with the other day. And he was using a coveter from Venelin, and it does not have a skin on it. So, but yeah, you should look into that corporate palette thing they're doing, where you can automatically skin all the ships in your corp fleet with your corp colors. See, that would be good. That would be good. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about that, so I'll have to check it out. Actually, let's switch back to Falstaff. I'm gonna mine with Falstaff here quick, so I can get his daily. I'm gonna leave this fleet. All right, so let's change ships. Yeah, so he was mining here with a coveter that he has here, and that one is it doesn't have the skin on it, so it's coming soonish. Yeah, that's a CCP time frame. Actually, I think that's also a Filipino time frame, because everything here is happening soon. Never happens soon. I have a completely different definition of soon. Completely.
Warp drive active.
So there's some grease to hideaways here. Maybe I'll pick them off and see what kind of loot they drop, so I can kind of figure out which one gives the best megasite, and then try and buy like 100,000 of them for pennies on the dollar. Soon, yes, it is a trademark. It is a trademark. Yeah. Yes, it is a trademark. Soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. All right. Oh, PvP. What we got here? Solid Pyro, Vicious Pyro. I think Vicious Pyro is the one I want, right? 99.33. 95.32. Yep. Vicious. It's just vicious. Well, they did say it would be shortly after Legion expansion, so maybe later this month. Yeah, there was an update that it downloaded today, which I was kind of surprised, but then again, anytime they do an expansion like this, there's usually a lot of fixes that go in shortly after, so. But yeah, I'll quickly get Falstaff's 2000 for this one. But yeah, so this one is just the normal colors of the Coveter. But yeah, I'd like to see if Kickin has the Silver Wolves. Argon had asked about it, or excuse me, Sargon was one of the ones he was asking about. Just, I guess, to keep me busy so I didn't notice that he was bumping me. So. Or maybe so I did notice he was bumping me. I don't know. Yeah, he was kind of funny. He bumped me the other night. Yesterday, the other night. And kept bumping me away from the asteroids. And then at the end of the night, he wanted me to give him a tip. And I'm like, why would I give you something? You've been a pain in my butt all night. There's no tips for Sargon? No tips for Sargon? Why would I give you tips? But yeah. Well, I guess I should remember that Kragan's out here in the middle of nowhere and I gotta get him home. Fixed a few freelance jobs, text defects. Fixed an issue where currently committed freelance jobs were not visible in the active tab if the contribution limit had been reached, and the reward also claimed. Fixed an issue where freelance jobs could not be duplicated from the history tab. Cool. Yeah, Sargon and them, he had actually kind of admitted the other night that Sargon of Amerish, he's part of safety, that they were using those freelance jobs to lure people into gank spots. So, which I kind of figured. So, claim. All right. Ain't no sense sitting out here any longer than I have to. Let's dock.
Warp drive active.
So got my dailies. I got Kragan back. Maybe I'll run Falstaff out to Ufine to bring back some ore, because I've got some ore there. All this Ducium and all that other stuff. See how much Megasite I actually did generate to see if it's enough. I still need the others, so I'm gonna have to sit down on a piece of paper and graph out what I need for the PI stuff. See if I can rejigger my stuff. Maybe I'll do that with Rage, my second alt. Get him set up so that he can item hanger, take care of that. Mining hold, put these guys in here. And stack all. Bingo bongo. Alright, I probably could just take this one, but what ships do I have? Yeah, he's got 2 metamorphoses and a Apophis. Sunesis. Yeah, this probably is the biggest one, so let's go ahead and head back. Orby. So yeah, I'll fly him back there to get this. At the same time, we'll see. Oh, he's actually. Yeah, so let's see if I got a lot of shuttles here. So let's use this one. So let's check the gate camp situation. Check the gate camps. All Seems like we're good. So let's fly this out there. All right, let's set destination. We want to go to Eufene. Weren't you making a big ship the other day? I am, and that's why I need all this megasite. So yeah, I'm working on a Agamemnon. No, it starts with a A. Of course, you know that really narrows it down. What was the name of that movie? Armageddon. I think that's it. Nah, it would have showed up there at the top. No. Well, what the heck? It is a hauler. There we go. I think it's a hauler. No, it's obviously not a hauler. Maybe a freighter. There it is. Avalanche. I told you it started with an A. Apostle. The Armageddon is a battleship. Yeah, yeah. Avalanche freighter. Yep. So yeah, so I bought enough blue BPCs to build all these, and I'm in the process of doing those. Ah, I got this set on blueprints. It should be on resources. So yeah, so some of them are already built, and then yeah, it'll go in there. And so yeah, I've got all the BPCs. I've just got to come up with a mega site. So yeah, so it's progressing. But yeah, oops.
Active.
All right. I'll haul the rest of this ore back here. So yeah, he should be able to make this trip in the shuttle really quick. It's a weird ass looking shuttle. Somebody's logging in and out, logging in and out, logging in and out. But yeah, freighter, sorry. Yeah, I was looking at maybe trying to build an Orca and sell it. That might be another one I'll try later if this one works out. This one I'm going to build to fly, so. But yeah, I need like 25,000 more megasite, which is, that's why I was doing that Empire Belt, was trying to get some more megasite. The Ducium in the Empire Belts has megasite in them, so. And I didn't check before I left, but see if any were close to me. But yeah, the last one was pretty far away. So yeah, 9 jumps. And that was through low sec. I try not to go through low sec for those ones. So work can sell well in high sec. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I could definitely build them for less than what they're selling for. So, but that's still a pretty big undertaking. So, but yeah, that may be one I'll look at. I'll build this freighter so that I have it. I need a freighter. And then after that, we'll see. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. So I'm at 113,000 drop frames. Jesus. 10.6%. I'll be happy if I can get below 10, but That's a lot. But yeah, we're gonna try that dynamic setting tomorrow. Dark slider, and we'll see how that works, because maybe that'll fix her up. I'm not disconnecting. It's like I'm doing okay, and I guess 10%'s okay. Like I said, I'll also look at the video to see. Just to see how bad it looks. I upload all my videos to YouTube for 2 or 3 people that watch them on YouTube. Jackson sometimes watches them on there and comments, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, so that one always keeps it interesting. Sure seems fine. Just at the start was freezing up a bit. Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, I have way more drop frames than I've ever had. Normally, like I said, with the broadband, it was 0.1% of drop frames. And when it did deteriorate, it cut off completely. So this one, it seems like it's like on a pendulum. It's going all the way back and forth constantly. And I know the way the Starlink works is the satellites are going overhead, so it follows the satellite for 5 minutes, and then it switches to a new satellite and follows it for 5 minutes. And so I'm wondering if it's doing that, and maybe that's where that dynamic will help. But yeah, I'll try anything. I'll try anything. So. Alright, so I got wing command here. Apply points. I only got 10,000. That's not worth applying. EIS, how you doing? What reason would one give that makes me not to think U.S. Americans are not like kids? I can't give you any reason. I resemble that remark. When it comes to maturity level, Americans, I think, are one of the worst. And I can say that as an American. So, we are clueless. We live in a bubble. We are clueless how the rest of the world lives. I think every American should travel to a third world country just to see how truly blessed they are. And then maybe we wouldn't feel so entitled. So, but yeah, I can definitely agree with your comment. So, yeah, the very spoiled as a country. Very spoiled as a country. It is definitely a bubble. We have no clue in how the rest of the world lives. None. And I think it's it's dropping off again. I think it's a real eye-opening experience for when, like the first time I came here to the Philippines, to really see how much worse other people have it. Because we take so many things for granted. We throw away more food per day than it would take to feed some of these third world countries. Now, granted, transportation in that case is hard to get it there before it goes bad to be able to feed them. But we should be able to try and preserve more, to be able then to save more money, to be able to then help out in other ways. So, and we do have some people in America that do go and help, helping to do clean water in Africa, things of that kind of stuff. But where we Europeans do not know Mexico or such. I don't know what Mexico is, but yeah, Americans as a whole are completely clueless to anything outside of their ecosystem. I mean, it's even from a perspective of different areas of the country. So Mexico, there you go. Okay, yeah. And we don't. I mean, honestly, a lot of Americans will vacation in Mexico because it's exotic, but they only vacation in the richer parts. They're not going to go to They're not going to go to someplace where the drug cartels are, enslaving everybody and human trafficking everybody. They're going to go to, Cancun, which is a tourist trap, and things of that nature. But yeah, it's really weird because even then, it's close enough that there would be no reason for them not to go and see that. But yeah, honestly, I think most Americans don't want to know. So, is there any chance we can get together again? So, get together how? You and me or America and Europe?
Active.
I mean, I think there's always a possibility of different groups, different countries coming together to try and solve some problems. But it takes give and take on both sides. And Americans are not really good with that. They're really not, especially now. I mean, I like our president. I think our president is standing. I think he's actually standing up for America more than the last president did. But it's really gone from one extreme to the other. And so, because from that perspective, the last president didn't do anything for America, and now this president is doing everything for America, ignoring everyone else. So, you and me, I think that works out already. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, you and me, I'm in the Philippines, so unfortunately, I probably won't be leaving the Philippines again. If I do, I'll probably travel to some Asian countries, but I'm on a retired budget now, so I probably won't be able to travel to Europe. But you're always welcome to come and visit here. So, and I will definitely put you up for however long you stay. So, U.S. has in fact a hard time as you are a big country, powerful. Yeah, but most of the hard time we have is because we make it a hard time, okay? We have more than enough resources to not only do well for ourselves, but to help out others. And we are too selfish a lot of times to do that. It's not easy being on top. I agree. It's not easy being the world's policeman. But it is required, it is necessary, and we could do a much, much better job of it. Now, I love my country. I love it, hands down. Best country in the world. But it is not perfect. Not perfect in any way, shape, or the form. It is, we are flawed like all humans. And in some cases, like I said, some of the ones we described, we're more flawed than most. So, well, that's all for me. Not here for politics. All right, Dark Slider, take care. But yeah, wow, didn't expect to be catching rude stray shots like this tonight. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think he meant it as a negative shot, but yeah. But yeah, from our perspective, I mean, we could all do it better. Everybody could do it better. So, but yeah, like I said, I honestly believe every American should see what it looks like in third world countries, Africa, some of the parts of Africa, the Philippines, lots of places, to realize exactly how well off they have it. And I think that would change the attitude for a lot of people. So, but everybody can do better. Yep, everybody can do better. And that's all I've tried to do with my life, is try to do better. So I haven't always been successful, but that's all I try to do. And so, but yeah, from that perspective, I love my country. I love it hands down. Still, as far as I'm concerned, the best country in the world. But yeah, there is. I mean, we've got a lot of convenience, and I'm really dealing with the lack of that here. And so that's been, I mean, I knew it was going to be that way, so it wasn't a surprise, but it has been a challenge. So Americans, we're arrogant. We want everything now, and we want it right, and we want it right now. And yeah, the rest of the world doesn't work that way. And so yeah, so it's kind of interesting from that perspective, but yeah, it's been, like I said, I still love America. I don't have any problems with America, so it's the second best country. You know, Switzerland. Ah, see, Switzerland I still see as kind of a haven. They're one that they really don't take sides in anything. I think there's certain things you got to take a side on. So Switzerland's always neutral, which I really can't get behind. So there is where the U.S. money resides. Yeah, there's a lot of U.S. money in Switzerland. Yes. A lot of the CEOs of some of the major corporations hide their money in Switzerland. So yeah, it's. But yeah, that's kind of, you know. And I think that's the same everywhere. I've found here in the Philippines, it's the same type of thing. Where, you know, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's just, it seems to be the same everywhere, which is sad. Because I really wish it wasn't that way. So, here in the Philippines, the exact same thing. It's, they do it in a different way, but it's still the same concept. So. But yeah, nobody comes to watch the stream for politics, so actually all of the money is in Switzerland. Yeah, not all of it. Not all of it. Bezos has got a lot of his tied into spaceships that are parked in Florida, I think. Florida or California, I can't remember which, but yeah, so he's one of the richest, so, and I think a lot of it's tied into the engagement ring he just put on his girlfriend's hand, so that was another big one. But yeah. But yeah, there's quite a bit. Oops. I hate when it does that. Yeah, I didn't want to open it. But because I clicked on it a second time. What's the name of his space company? Blue Horizon, I think. Each dictator has his money in England. Yeah, that's in Switzerland. That's true too. I think it's called Blue Horizon, but don't quote me on that, Caviar. One of them's called Blue Horizon. I can't remember if that's his or not. But yeah, I was actually looking at picture or video about him. Blue Origin. There you go. That's it. Thank you. Sorry about that. I was in the ballpark. But yeah, I was watching video about his upcoming nuptials. I guess he's supposed to get married later this month, and of course, YouTube had a whole bunch of controversy about it, this, that, and the other, and it was funny because you can see in the 2 years he's dated this woman, her face has drastically changed, which I'm like, come on. You know, I am not in favor of anyone getting plastic surgery. I think Nicole Kidman has ruined her face, which honestly hers looks way better than a lot of others. But I think she's ruined her face, and so yeah, I'm definitely horribly against the whole plastic surgery thing. There are reasons for it if you were in a car accident or something along those lines, but just to try and make yourself look younger, I think you get everything you deserve. And so from that perspective, yeah, but it's been ironic how in the 2 years she's been dating Jeff Bezos, her face has drastically changed. And I'm like, to the point now where I'm like, she was actually good looking when you started dating her. I'm not sure she's good looking anymore. But at this point, yeah. If one wants to know what an idiot has on an account, just go to Helvetica. They have all those accounts. Yep. But yeah, so. But that's another one of those interesting ones. So sometimes it gets hard when Hollywood divas go plastic. Yeah. The Nicole Kidman is one. Because we've seen her in a lot of stuff lately. My wife loves her. And every time I watch her, her face doesn't move anymore. And I'm like, I can't look at her. She looks like a mannequin. And I'm like, because she was such a beautiful woman. I'm like, why would you mess with that? But yeah, they're always so worried about getting older. I got news for you. We all get older. It's going to happen. And even if you have surgery, it's going to happen. And then when it happens, it's going to look a lot worse. I mean, there's been some real horror stories. Oh my goodness. So yeah, some of them have done some really major work and they look horrible now. And so yeah, so from that perspective, but yeah, I'm really not in favor of all that. Why do not girls like get woman? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I think I think that's one of the things from the female perspective is that I think the getting older is a lot more stressful for them than it is for us guys. Guys usually get better looking with age. Unless you're me, and then you just kind of stay shitty the whole time, right? but but yeah, guys usually get better looking with age. The silver fox thing. The whole that. But yeah, I think with women, I think that's always been a common thing where women really stress about getting older, and I don't know why, because they really shouldn't. My wife's more beautiful now than she was when I met her, and so, and that's the thing. Once you fall in love with somebody like that, you really don't care, and so, and I think that's the thing is that they're too worried about looking good for everybody else, and yeah, that's always gonna end up wrong. So, as a guy, we need to give more love to grandma. There you go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly, that's true. So, and actually, I don't think it's a guy thing though. I think guys, we do. I think guys. I don't know any guy who doesn't respect his grandmother, right? But from that perspective, that's not what women are looking for. All right, they're worried more about what other women think of them and how they can compete, how they compare to other women. Where I think with guys, we're not so much about that. We might care whether the guy across the street has a BMW or not, but we really don't care if he's better looking than us because there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Now, if he has a BMW, I can go buy a BMW, right? But I can't make myself better looking. Where I think women think, if I got money, I can make myself better looking. But I think that's where that's the catch 22 is that you're really not making yourself better looking. You're just messing with yourself. And yeah, like I said, I have never seen any of them that have had plastic surgery that I've found attractive still. It's just always looks so artificial. I've never seen one that really looks good. And so from that perspective, it's kind of like you would hope they would get that through their head, but it doesn't seem to happen. No. All right, let me trade this over to Falstaff. Give him the ore. Let's give him all this. Let's give him this. All right, that should work. Stack. Switch over to Falstaff. Accept. All right, so then let's go to ship hanger. We're going to switch out to rock transport. But yeah, like Nicole Kidman is one. I mean, like I said, whoever she had do it looks like they really did well. They knew what they were doing, but it's still fake. So it's like, I mean, yeah, it's probably one of the better fake jobs I've seen, but it's still fake. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and compress all this stuff. All right, let's switch back. Let's switch to our porpoise. And let's compress this stuff. So, message to all girls in the world: we guys love you no matter how you are. Yep, I agree. Someone will still have ore from the last event. Yeah. Actually, this is one from the last Empire belt I think I did, and then when I was doing my dailies. But yeah, unfortunately, I got to compress it because I can't get it home without compressing it, which is a pain in the rear end. What? There's already ore there. Well, I guess we should probably take that out. Oh, oh, for crying out loud. I mean, this is a porpoise, for crying out loud. There's my porpoise, right? Holy cow. I mean, that's not an old crap. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, this... Which one do we not care about? Probably the yttrium. Let's put this back. Alright, now let's see if we can do the yttrium. Yeah, we'll just do the yttrium on the next load, or it'll probably still fit. But yeah, no, the Tyrannite. Oh yeah, the Tyrannite was from the event. Yeah. Unfortunately, I ended up with a lot of that, which is kind of shitty. But, and I'm one of those pack rats, so I'll probably hold on to it till forever, hoping that maybe they'll reuse it, which they never do. They always create a new one. Compress. Alrighty. Let's stay close. But yeah, the Tyrannite, yeah, that's always, I gotta figure that out. Or probably just, what'll happen is if I do jettison it or destroy it, then they will reuse it for the first time ever. Turned into mineral for some boosters in Uli, which ended up letting expire. Yeah, speaking of that, I have a booster that I need to use here. We were talking about that. So I have this certain one that 3 days is all I've got left. And so I need to use this one, which is the one that boosts your faction standing. So I want to do the faction one. The Sisters of Eve arc, so that I can get that one and use that booster when I do that, or at least for the last step. So yeah, maybe we'll start that tomorrow. Alright, back to the ship hangar, back to the rock transport. Alright, back to the item. We want the Ducium. Alright. Alright, I got it all in there. Alright, let's throw that in there. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. All right, we're gonna head back to Vendeland. Let me check the gate camp situation. Should be good. Should be good. Yeah. But yeah. That's kind of the way it is, though, with CCP. They do that all the time, where all those events end up leaving stuff. So, yeah, no gate camps at the moment. Kind of in the middle of the night for the American time zone. So this usually is a good time to try and transport back and forth. But I have Udema and Civila between myself and where I'm going, and there's almost always somebody hanging out there. So yeah, so that's always fun. So. 21 minutes. Got rid of 5 hours. That's pretty damn good. I can live with that.
Warp drive active.
But yeah, that's where if there's gonna be one, it's gonna be there at Udema in Civila. So I always check just to be safe. I have a gate campsite that I look at that tells me whether anybody's been killed in the last hour or so, and so normally I'm flying my blockade runner, so I don't care because I can usually get past them with that as long as they're not using smart bombs. But and they can't use those in high sec. So, but yeah, with this one doesn't have any cloak or anything. So I gotta be a little more cautious. Gotta be a little more cautious.
Warp drive active.
So yep. So. But yeah, it's always interesting to see. Sargon was on yesterday and was messing with me, bumping me, and while I was trying to mine, just to keep it interesting. So that was kind of interesting. So, all right, I'm gonna log Kragan off because I think I'm done with him. That may save some bandwidth. We'll see. Oops. We'll see how it works. I wanted to quit, not log off. But hindsight's always 20/20, so. But yeah, it has been, back to EIS's comment earlier, it has been nice to see that there are some celebrities that have kind of taken strides to try and help out others. I know I saw Matt Damon founded a company that specializes in trying to bring water to areas of Africa that don't have clean water, which is very, very nice organization. You know, a couple other celebrities have kind of gone and done the right thing, which is kind of nice. So yeah. So not all Americans are conceited, arrogant, uptight. Use whichever variable you want there, but
Warp drive active.
yeah, as a whole, we are notorious for being delusional. Oh, got the puppy. I got the puppy. But yeah. And I've even been guilty of that myself, so. But. So. Yes, I love YouTube, sweetheart. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Warp drive active.
But yeah. Oof, man, your breath. Oof. Yeah, what's wrong with that breath? Got stinky breath. Stinky breath. Okay. Okay. We only got a few minutes left. Yep. Then we'll get some lunch. Are you hungry? Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you're hungry. You say hi to everybody? Can you say hi? So they see your pretty face. Yeah. See your pretty face.
Warp drive active.
So yeah, so it's kind of nice from that perspective. Is some of the Hollywood celebrities, like I said, have gone above and beyond and try and use their influence to try and make a difference, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, they're definitely in the minority. So.
Warp drive
All
active.
right. Speaking of Civila, coming up on it now. Coming up on it now. Check my gate campsite one more time just to make sure. Just never know. So it's funny. Yesterday we had 4 raids. Today we've had 0. 0 raids. Which is kind of interesting. Anarchos is still streaming, so that's pretty good. So I'm definitely going to raid him. Definitely going to raid him. Oh yeah, we'll see how that goes. Chaos, it was funny. Chaos was actually on the front page yesterday. He was able to get on the front page because of some special thing going on with sci-fi game week or something, which was kind of interesting. So yeah, I don't know if you guys follow Chaos. I know I've rated him a couple times, so you guys probably have seen him at least. But yeah, he was on the front page, which is the first time I've ever seen anybody I was streaming with on the front page. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Front page. In fact, we had to explain it to somebody in the stream. What's the front page? Which is that when you first come into, in case you don't know, when you first come into Twitch, it's that scroll thing of their featured streamers for the day. And actually it's featured streamers, I think, for the hour, because it changes every hour. But yeah, it was funny because Chaos was on there. He had like 2,000 people in his stream yesterday when I rated him. He was the only one on. So, but yeah, it was like incredible. So yeah, I'm still dropping frames. Kind of killing me there, buddy. Kind of killing me. And as usual, we're through. No issues. Yes, sweetheart, I know. Okay, all right. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it a little short. I'm going to cut it short a little early because Abigail's bothering me to take her outside. So, with that, I want to say thanks for watching. I will be back on tomorrow. I'm going to make sure to set that setting that Dragon Slider suggested to see if that'll make a difference. Luckily, you guys aren't really seeing any degradation, so I appreciate that, but I want to try and make it better. Jerry Can, always a pleasure. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you over to a Narcos. So I can take Abigail outside. Because, yeah, she's bugging me to go outside. So, and she's one of those where, hey, Dad, I told you I need to go outside. So you got 5 seconds. So let's make it happen. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great night or day, whichever one you got going on there. And I will be back tomorrow about 20 hours from now. So I will see you then. So have a good one, and I will talk to you later. Thanks again. Thanks, Jerry Can. Talk to you soon.